What's up, Vikings fans? Welcome back to another breakdown here on the channel. Today we're going to take a deep dive into the profile of one of the most intriguing players to join the team this year, Bryson Nesbit, the Vikings' new tight end. He finished his college journey in 2024, and to the surprise of many analysts, he entered the National Football League as an undrafted free agent, getting quickly signed by Minnesota. But why would a player with so much potential go undrafted? And more importantly, why were the Vikings so eager to bring him in? We're going to analyze his skills, his data, and his college tape to understand this player's exact potential and how he could be an unexpected and valuable piece in Kevin O'Connell's offense. All right, let's start at the beginning. What the scouts saw before he even stepped onto a National Football League field. I'm going to put his scouting report up here on the screen. First, let's focus on these physical measurements, right here on the left side. The height, 6 feet 5 inches. Excellent. That's the kind of height that creates problems for defenses. But now, look at the weight, 238 pounds. This already tells us an important part of his story. It suggests he's more of a move tight end, a receiving weapon, not a power blocker. Now let's get to what really matters, the on-field production. Look up here to the right. Receptions, 24, yards, 264, and 3 touchdowns. What really stands out here is the average 11 yards per reception. This number shows he isn't just a check-down target. He has the ability to stretch the field and exploit the gaps in the defense. We need to analyze his blocking too, of course. But with these numbers, you can already see that he's a real threat receiving the ball. And that's something the Vikings offense values highly. All right, so he's a good receiving threat. But then, why wasn't he chosen in the draft? Let's go back to the graphic. Look here at this section I'm going to circle. Blocking rating. His grade is a 50 out of 100. This confirms exactly what his physical measurements suggested. He is not an elite blocker. In fact, this is his main weak point. He will likely struggle against the more physical defenders in the National Football League. But what if that isn't a major problem in the right scheme? Keep that question in mind. Data is important, but the film doesn't lie. Let's see how all this potential shows up in the plays. First, look at this tape. Pay attention to Nesbit's alignment. He's split out wide, almost like a wide receiver. I'm going to press play. He runs a corner route, exploiting the space behind the defense. Look at the speed and the ability to adjust his body to the ball. After the catch, he shows strength and gains more yards after contact, getting past the first down marker. This versatility, this ability to be a threat both on the line and in the slot, is exactly what the modern National Football League looks for in a tight end. Now let's look at another play. Observe here. He's positioned in the slot. It's a play-action call. Notice the crossing route he runs, exploiting the middle of the field. He finds the open space behind the linebackers and makes the catch right at the first down line. He secures a new set of downs for the offense. It's a smart and efficient play. On this snap, we see the combination of everything. Again, he's in the slot. Follow the route. He goes underneath the coverage, exploiting the zone. The catch is secure, and then look at the acceleration and the field vision. He gets past the first down marker and doesn't stop. He keeps moving with agility and finishes the play with a touchdown. This is what we call extending the play, creating something extra after the reception. It's a fundamental trait in the Vikings offense. Okay, we've seen the data and we've seen the tape. Now, the million-dollar question. How does he fit into Kevin O'Connell's offense? Let's break down this last piece of tape. On this play, Nesbit is lined up in the slot, a position that demands a lot of versatility in Kevin O'Connell's offense. Look at his route. It's clean, exploiting the space in the intermediate zone of the defense. He makes the catch securely and, most importantly for the Vikings style, he quickly turns his body to gain yards after the catch. Look at how he gets past the marker, securing a crucial first down and keeping the offense on the field. This ability to convert third downs, to create mismatches against linebackers and safeties, and to generate yards after the reception. This is exactly Minnesota's offensive philosophy. The system was designed for tight ends, who are weapons in the passing game. Nesbit wasn't signed to be an extra blocker on the line. He was signed to be a tactical chess piece, to exploit the weaknesses of the defense. Of course, nothing is guaranteed for an undrafted player. Let's look here at the depth chart. As you can see, Nesbit comes in as the 5th tight end. He has a huge challenge ahead of him. To move up this list, He's going to have to shine in practice and, most importantly, in the preseason games. And his contract reflects that. Let's take a quick look at the numbers. Look at the center of the screen. A 3-year contract with $80,000 guaranteed. It's not a high amount, but it's a sign that the team saw potential and wanted to secure the chance to develop him. Now it's up to him to prove on the field that the investment was worth it. So, everyone, after all this analysis, let's put the pieces together. What do we really have with Bryson Nesbit? We have a player who represents the evolution of the tight end position in the modern National Football League. Despite being overlooked in the draft, he possesses the receiving talent, the fluidity, and the athletic profile that the most creative offenses in the league are relentlessly searching for. His weaknesses as a blocker are real and well documented. There's no denying it. He doesn't have the raw power or the technique of an inline blocker, and that will indeed limit his role in certain traditional run game formations. He's not the guy you're going to put into battle with an elite defensive end at the point of attack. But, and this is the crucial point of our entire analysis, modern football, and specifically Kevin O'Connell's offensive system, is a game of space, a game of creating and exploiting mismatches. And it is in exactly this universe that Nesbit thrives. Think of him less as a traditional tight end and more as a giant wide receiver, a chess piece that can be moved around the field to create problems for defenses. Lined up in the slot, which is where he is most comfortable, he presents a dilemma for the opposing defensive coordinator. If you put a linebacker on him, he uses his agility and route precision to create separation. If you put a safety on him, he uses his 6'5" frame and his enormous catch radius to win contested balls. That is his identity. That is the value he brings. The connection he had in college with a first-round quarterback like Drake May was no accident. It proved a thesis. When placed in a system that values rhythm, anticipation, and route precision, he doesn't just participate. He produces at a high level. And the offensive philosophy the Vikings have been building was designed on those exact pillars. Because of this, the bet on Bryson Nesbit is extremely calculated. It's a low-risk financial move, but one with a gigantic potential for tactical return. With the constant need for offensive weapons to relieve the pressure on Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison, having a player with Nesbit's unique skills on the roster isn't just a luxury, it's a strategic advantage. He'll have an uphill battle in practice and in the preseason to prove his worth, of course. But if he can manage to translate his qualities from college to the professional level, the Vikings' bet on Bryson Nesbit could, without a doubt, prove to be one of the smartest, highest value moves of the entire offseason. We will for sure be keeping an eye on him. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more deep dives on Vikings players, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next one. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next breakdown.